Okay, right. I'm mad. I'm ready to fume and rant and rave. Not rave, the opposite of that. About what's happening Coronation Street world this week. Gemma's just calmly still tapping away on her phone. I
don't feel like taking part in this.
No, you need to, because we need to have a balanced discussion about this. I think I felt very honoured that when this news broke this afternoon, I did see a couple of people online saying, "Ooh, what do Gemma and Michael think about this?" So we're not going to let them down, are we, Gemma? Right, I think how we need to start this is saying what's going to happen, and then we can say what we think about it. Gemma, I'm going to pass over to you to lay the table out and say this is the change that is coming to Coronation Street from next week.
Right, so from next week, from the 14th of October, this is 2024 in case you're listening in the future, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be able to access episodes of Coronation Street that are broadcast that day. So Monday's episode will be available at 7 a.m. on ITVX.
My blood is boiling the more I hear you say it.
And then Wednesday, 7 o'clock in the morning, same again. Friday, same again. On
Forever.
and on, forever and ever and ever. Now, they are not the first people to have done this. EastEnders has been trialling this. I guess, trialling it, I don't know.
Well, they've been doing it for a year, 2 years maybe. They released theirs at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you can get up super early and watch EastEnders and then Coronation Street afterwards.
And also Emmerdale is doing it too.
Emmerdale's doing it too, and Hollyoaks. I think Hollyoaks put like the whole week's worth up at the beginning of the week on their one.
That's a whole new frontier, that is.
I think where we're at the moment, because Doctors is coming to an end soon, is that soon all soaps will be available at least the morning of their broadcast. So technically there won't be any appointment viewing for soaps anymore, because you can watch it already. And this is part of, according to the press release, ITV's strategy to offer viewers ultimate choice in how they watch their programmes. There is also going to be another...
If I want to watch it at 6:30 in the morning?
Well, then you can watch it the following day at 6:30.
Oh, I don't choose that. I choose to watch it on the day it's released.
I want to watch it as soon as it's filmed, please.
I want to stand behind them as they're filming it.
Well, maybe in the future this is where we'll be up to. But this is also... I want
to read the scripts. I want to be there as the writers are writing. Oh, no, I want to go to the pitch meetings.
That's the only way we can get ultimate choice here, isn't it, basically?
Yeah. So choose your own adventure.
It is, it could be. So this is coinciding with a bit of a rebranding of the soap section on ITVX. And I've always noticed that when we've been into the ITVX app, which we do fairly often now, it's not obvious where the soaps are, is it?
I think this is completely the right thing to do for the soaps, because you have to go and find, you have to type in Coronation Street, or you have to
save it as a favourite. That's what
maybe one day it will be on the front page if something exciting is happening. But really, it's weird.
I don't know that I've ever seen it on the front page.
No, I don't think I have either. Really, it's very weird, because there'll often be adverts for other things or featured content. A lot of it's exclusive to ITVX, so they have to push it there.
Hey everybody, we got Nolly, we got Changing Ends.
Yeah, but Coronation Street doesn't really have a blob. What does it have? Reality TV? I don't even know how it works. But there should be a soaps section. There should be a Corrie section.
Well, it sounds like there is going to be from Monday next week. Yeah, the soap page, apparently it's going to have lots of stuff. It's going to have Coronation Street, it's going to have classic Coronation Street, classic Emmerdale, modern Emmerdale. They're also going to have it's a little bit they've got the Hooniverse thing on the BBC iPlayer, haven't they? Where that. I know you hate things like that.
Hooniverse is stupid. It's like Tweakments. Please shut up. Please shut up.
So there's going to be a section within it called Greatest Episodes, where they're uploading some earlier content. They've already started to do that. Yeah. People noticed. There were rumblings of this happening on Thursday night. Yeah, they put the tram crash on. There's an episode or a couple of episodes from pretty much every year of Coronation Street now on ITVX. Just sort of big episodes. So they're going to be, I guess, all sort of pushed together and easily accessible from this new soap page. Plus there's going to be links to or a Stars of the Soap collection, which is basically going to be, here's some Coronation Street or Emmerdale stars in other things. So they'll show
that we have ITV access to.
Yes.
It's not going to be things that they ITV or BBC did, or Channel 4. It's only ITV.
I think so, but I don't know whether there's BBC stuff on ITVX. I know that sounds silly, but I wonder whether there is. So it's going to be things like Tina and Bobby, which starred Michelle Keegan. No idea. Maryland.
About the cookies.
Maryland, which is a drama, I'm going to say, starring Sue Ann Jones. The Long Shadow.
being late at night, I guess.
Starring Catherine Kelly.
These aren't their greatest hits.
No, they're not, but maybe that's all ITVX has got access to at the moment. So if you like Coronation Street actors and you want to see what else they've done, this is going to be a nice, convenient place to be able to do this. So, few bits,
right,
some facts.
ITVX has grown soap viewing by 30% this year. And I think a lot of that's down to the fact that it used to be only available at 9 o'clock. So once Corrie had
what was
aired,
available at 9 o'clock?
Listen, once Coronation Street had aired on ITV, you'd have to wait till 9 o'clock and then you could probably watch it then.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've changed it so that you can actually watch Corrie when it's on at 8. And if you have ITVX Plus or whatever it is, premium, you don't watch any adverts. So you can get it banged out in about 3/4 of an hour, which is quite handy for us.
This is what we've been doing for the last, 2 months or so?
I can imagine that many people are watching it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people really have it without adverts, but I don't know. And there have been 300 million streams this year.
Yeah, but that's between Coronation Street and East End and Emmerdale. Sorry, so clearly, I mean, it's no surprise, no big news flash here to say, people prefer streaming things. Now, I am very much a traditionalist. Well, I think I am when it comes to TV viewing. Well, I'm clearly not completely because we have been watching them on ITVX rather than ITV because we've had this ad-free, only because we got a deal. But lots of people, the young uns, I am not a young un anymore, all the greys in my hair tell me that, don't like appointment TV. Generally, these are the trends. They prefer just to watch things whenever. They like box sets. They like getting it whenever is convenient for them. So this move is catering to that audience. Is it to appeal to them to try and bring in new viewers, or is it just to appease them? Is it to stop them from going away from Coronation Street? Because obviously the viewing figures, even though the soap viewing on ITVX has grown by 30% in 2024, Coronation Street's viewing figures are still going down, so are Emmerdale's, I think. Yeah, they definitely are. So is this a way to try and nip that in the bud and stop it from getting any much worse? I don't know. But they're obviously saying that the ITV are trumpeting this as a big change that's going to be really positive for everybody. But I'm not feeling that. Do you want to read what Craig Morris, managing editor of ITV Channels and ITVX, said, Gemma?
Well, he's just basically saying that when they've put them on at 7 o'clock in the morning for various reasons, during football or the Olympics or whatever, they found that people liked that, and so they're going to carry on doing it.
Basically, they've said that.
Watch it when you like.
Yeah, Ian McLeod has said this is great news for soap fans. Ian McLeod, who's obviously now got his new promotion, executive producer for continuing drama at ITV. He says, having the ability to catch your favourite show at a time that suits you fits perfectly with people's busy days and flexible lives. And who doesn't love the idea of watching the latest dingle drama in the Dales, or a calamity on the cobbles on the tram to work, or over a brew after dropping the kids to school? Raising my hand to
Nobody
McLeod.
does that.
As a soap nerd, I should also say that the new soap page is an absolute treat.
Nobody has children. I think we're completely in touch with what everybody wants.
I mean, this is the problem. I'm so livid that this has happened. You can't believe it. But I know that we're not in necessarily the majority for the way that we watch soaps. Ian McLeod has said this new system they've set up as a one-stop shop for Coronation Street and Emmerdale, and it will be now so easy to enjoy your favourite shows and delve into their illustrious histories and beyond.
Illustrious.
But before we get on to this 7 a.m. upload thing, which is what's really got my goat. The older classic episodes, the soap page on ITVX, I think that's great. I have got no problem with that whatsoever. I think, I don't know how many Catherine Kelly programmes that we're going to be watching, or here's what Sarah Lancashire did next. We kind of know that. We maybe watch Last Tango in Halifax one of these days. We haven't watched that, have we?
No.
No, okay. That's no problem. I like the idea that the classic episodes are on there, but to be fair, there already were some classic episodes. And
stop buggering around and put them all on.
Well, this is exactly it, because if you go on to BBC iPlayer at the moment, you can pretty much watch every episode of EastEnders since, I had a look earlier, since about 2008. So you can watch nearly 15 years uninterrupted of EastEnders. And what do we get as Coronation Street fans? We've got a past year or so of Coronation Street. I haven't actually checked. I don't know how far you can go back, but it is not 15 years, I tell you. And having little mini episodes here and there, it's all very nice. It's like, oh, that's a classic episode. Let's watch that. But so many people just want the opportunity to watch it. Watch a series of it. And obviously, we've got the classic Coronation Streets as well, so you can watch what's going on in 2005 at the moment. Again, I don't know how far that goes back. I probably should have checked before I recorded this. But there is still a lot, but at the end of the day, there's a lot more episodes of EastEnders on ITV Player than there are on ITVX. My hope is that this is just the beginning, and it's going to expand and expand and expand, because really they're running out of reasons excuses, I'm going to say, to not do that. The bandwidth is much better these days. I'm guessing it's cheaper. The demand is there.
I wouldn't say anything if you're just guessing.
The episodes are all, they're out there from all the way back to 1960. There's half an episode that isn't available.
I know some of them are not, quality archive versions.
They're a little on the fuzzy side.
Some of them might be a bit dodgy.
And some of them would certainly require a little warning of contains language or views of the time. But you get that even on the 2005 Coronation Streets, to be honest.
I really need us to move on from this puritanical insistence that everybody not offend anybody ever, especially on a soap, which is supposed to be the thing that really annoys me. And listen.
Whoa, Gemma's getting the anger now.
This is completely something different. I cannot believe that people are going to sit there and complain about really offensive language that's used against various groups of people, and number one, not give a toss about the amount of misogyny that's on television in general, and number two, not mind that there's, rape and murder and all kinds of sinister things. But somebody says hurty words and then we have to scrap the whole episode. Give me a break.
Yeah.
We need to move on from it and stop protecting people from being offended, because life is offensive every single day. It's just nonsense.
I think people get at this point that if they're going to watch something from the 1960s,
if
you might get a little bit of an eyebrow raiser of a line.
You're going to be offended. That's just how it was.
But anyway, look, I think that this new
I'm offended
ITV...
by current Coronation Street most of the time, but I don't expect them to do a warning. Mind you, they do. Oh, if you're a bit scared of things, you might not want to watch this episode of Coronation Street because it might upset you. Let's deal with it. Just deal with it.
This is the positive part. This is the bit where we're acknowledging their attempts to increase the amount of Coronation Street that we are able to watch through their portal, because there's an awful lot there on YouTube. Corrie know that there's a lot there on YouTube, so why would they not take advantage in the opportunity to direct people towards ITVX, where they're going to get more ad revenue? If people want to watch something from early 90s now, go to YouTube. Why not?
Just go.
There is the thirst for watching those episodes out there. So my anger about the other side of this is spilling on into this, because I honestly do think it's great. I'm just very wary that this isn't the beginning of finally all of the episodes, or a big proportion of the episodes. I can't remember what's the phrase I'm looking for. Show us what you can do. Make us trust you by doing the thing that we really want you to do.
Yeah,
that really classic
just
phrase
do it.
there.
Just do what we tell you.
So that's all great, and I hope that people enjoy that. What I'm not enjoying is the fact that the episodes are there from 7 o'clock in the morning. And this has been something that we have been waiting for and expecting, and I'm going to say personally, dreading for years now. I can't remember when the first time is that Coronation Street started doing this, but it was maybe like the Euros or the World Cup or something about, 3-4 years ago, would you say? Roughly?
Yeah.
And
it's been playing on your mind.
And we've been mad about this ever since. Now, you're not as fuming about this as I am, and I see online that generally people are positive about this. So where Ian McLeod is saying this is great news for soap fans, I'm seeing a lot of people online saying, yes, this is great news. Where he's saying, who wouldn't like the idea of watching this on a tram or when you've dropped the kids off to school or whatever? People are saying, yes, I would like to be able to watch Coronation Street as I have my breakfast, or, I can watch it when I get home from school at 4 o'clock, or I can watch it over lunch or whatever. But my point with all that is, you still could. You could just watch it the next day. I don't see how people are getting any extra choice here. It's exactly the same amount of choice.
No, it's taking away your choice.
It's but it's making it worse for people who cannot watch it at 7 o'clock. Most people, I'm going to say more people are able to watch Coronation Street at 8 o'clock at night than 7 o'clock in the morning.
I'm just going to say one thing. It's taking away
I will let you.
It's taking away your choice to watch it with everybody else.
Yeah, well, it's provided. It's not, because it's giving you a new time to watch it with everyone else, which is at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No one's awake.
You might not be awake at 7 o'clock in the morning, but lots of people are, and I am honestly, as really, really livid about this as I am pleased for the people who will be able to watch it. I'm pleased and jealous, because at 7 o'clock in the morning, I've already been at work for over an hour. I can't watch it then.
I genuinely do not think that the amount of people who are awake at 7 o'clock and the amount of people who've got nothing better to do than watch Coronation Street overlaps.
What do you mean?
I think if you're getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, or you're already awake by then, you're up for a reason. You're doing something. You've got stuff to do. You're taking the kids to school. You're going to work.
Oh, yeah. Nobody gets up so early that they've got an extra 40 minutes to spare.
Nobody's sitting at home going, do you know what? I've been getting up for the last 64 years at 7 o'clock in the morning to watch Coronation Street. I think I'm going to have to give up, because it's never been on at 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it's time to give up on my dream. And then they see this press release and they're like, I knew it was worth doing this for. I knew eventually one day I'd be vindicated.
Yeah.
Right, so why are you mad?
I'm really mad, and I'm going to be completely 100% selfish here, because why not? I am thinking totally of me here. I don't like the idea that people can watch it before I do. That might seem like the most petty, privileged, call it what you like attitude. I'm saying it like it is here. That really infuriates me. And whenever Coronation Street has been on at 7 o'clock before, and I've not been able to watch it still until the evening, I've spent the whole day feeling jealous of the people that can watch Coronation Street. And also, I've been very, very wary and kind of nervous that something's going to spoil me online. And that sounds bad, doesn't it? You know, why should Coronation Street be scheduled around me? There's no reason it should be, but it doesn't stop me being mad that people can watch it 12, 13, 14 hours before I do. I want to be watching it with everybody else. I want to, nobody wants to be last in the queue for something, and that's what doing this is. Yes, there's some people that don't watch it at 8 o'clock at night but can watch the recordings later on, but not too much later. This is 12, 13 hours that people are going to have in advance. They'll find all the cool plot twists. They'll find all the answers to the mysteries. They'll find out all the everything. And I won't. And my really, really selfish self says that's not fair. I'm at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I want to watch it with everybody else. I think that the spoilers are going to be rampant there, and I probably am, I'll admit, kind of over exaggerating and catastrophizing that side of things. It's not like I try and avoid spoilers as much as I can already, and it's not always easy. And I'm not expecting to have loads every day, people jumping out at me in the street and go, Ken's died. But I want to be able to look at Twitter during the day. I want to be able to have a scroll down Reddit, and not even the Coronation Street subreddit, just Reddit in general, where it suggests new posts on the Reddit community. I want to be able to, and I still will be able to, because we're going to have words about this, browse our Coronation Street or Conversation Street Facebook group without risking having spoilers. But now I'm not going to be able to. I'm just going to be that little bit wary that I'll see something that will spoil the evening's show for me. Not kind of make me go, oh, that sounds good, I'm looking forward to watch that, because my brain doesn't work like that. It's like, thank you very much, you've ruined that for me now. I want to be able to see that. And don't say it's not going to happen at all, because I don't even watch EastEnders. I don't care what's going on in EastEnders. But I've seen, just from general looking on the internet, from looking on Twitter, from looking on the Digital Spy front page, I've seen spoilers for EastEnders before it's aired on BBC, because you get these posts saying, oh, massive shocker in the 6 a.m. early episode viewers are treated to a big surprise when this when a secret classic character returns, and then they have like a silhouette of the character. I don't know who it is, but if they were to do that in Coronation Street and I saw it, I'd be like, oh, thanks, you just spoiled that for me. They're so desperate for their clicks, and it's their job. We're great friends with Michael Adams at the Metro. If he needs to get people viewing his articles by putting clickbaity stuff in, yeah, whatever, that's his job. But I don't want to have to see this for Coronation Street now, and I think I'm going to, and that just makes me really, really mad and livid. So that's kind of partly what I'm thinking. Do you want to throw in anything there? Are you as mad, or can you see a more reasonable? Do you take a more reasonable viewpoint and cautiously optimistic? Because we've not really talked about this yet, have we?
Right?
Yeah, sorry, you didn't get a mic around very much, but everybody knows that I feel really, really passionate about this, and now it's ruined forever. And I'm sure after a little while it's not going to be so bad. And even, sorry, I know I was going to let you talk there. During the Olympics, we did end up watching it early, and it was quite convenient for us. But for some of that was on my summer holidays. Now I'm not. Sorry, over to you. What do you think?
Right, you don't have a flexible job.
No.
Lots of people do. And more so, things are moving more into that. I don't imagine anybody, coming in to work tomorrow and going, on Monday and going, just so you know, I'm going to be starting late on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays now, because I need a bit more flexibility.
Would that we had the chance.
Coronation Street into my schedule. So from that perspective, it is frustrating for people that have really traditional work schedules, especially you, because you come home really late. You come home like 7 o'clock at night. You leave at like 5:30. You couldn't watch it before you worked. You can't watch it when you finish work. You're going to be watching it a fairly normal time. Yeah,
I mean, we might be, at the moment we have to wait until 8 o'clock, but it's not going to be hugely before that now that we watch it, is it?
My perspective of this is like this has been a long time coming. I'm kind of disappointed they've done it, but I'm also pleased for equally selfish reasons to you. Because on a Friday night now, we don't have to wait until, 8 o'clock to start watching Corrie, and then, start recording at maybe 9:30 these days, and end up working through till 1-2 o'clock in the morning, which is starting to get a bit much.
Now we're getting old.
We can get it done earlier. That's really helpful. So from that selfish perspective, I'm glad, because I can watch it when I want. I don't go on the internet as much as you do. I'm not going to see a spoiler. Sometimes I see a spoiler and forget about it instantly because I'm stupid. So that doesn't bother me.
I think that the recording early because I'm only giving my personal reaction here. I totally get how this is going to be great for some people and bad for people, but I'm talking about myself.
Because sometimes we get really late at night and we're really tired and we don't know what we're talking about.
So being able to record slightly earlier, because sometimes on Fridays I might come home a little bit earlier, sometimes I don't, but I can't see us not recording earlier as a result of this. So that is good. That's really, really good. I agree.
Right. The next thing is the negatives.
Is that your positives done with?
Yeah.
I think it's worth, maybe before you go on to your negatives, so that we're not completely one-sided in this, kind of saying, well, what do other people think is good about it? I was looking at the Digital Spy forums before we started recording this. I was looking at this Corrie subreddit. I was looking on Twitter, and there is a bit of a mixed opinion. You need to find out we're running a poll at the moment, aren't we, on Twitter? You see what the people are saying about it, and the people who are enjoying it are saying it offers more flexibility. I'm still not sure.
Don't be arguing with their positives. Go on.
There is. I don't see it. I don't see how it offers flexibility. You could watch it in the morning before it airs on ITVX first. I don't get it. But anyway,
what do you mean? You watch it the next day. You mean?
Yeah, watching it the next day. You can watch it whatever time you want.
Lots of people I've seen on Twitter actually are like, I didn't watch it this week, or I just watched them all at once because I was busy, and my mind cannot comprehend because we have to watch it when it's on.
The other thing that people are saying is that, well, this is the way that the this is the way that things are going. The other soaps do it. You got to change with the times.
Would you jump off a bridge if the other soaps did it?
Exactly. I don't see why we have to change with the times. And I know I'm old, and I know I'm just a crusty old millennial. But we've got crustier people listening to this podcast right now, and probably some of those think this is great, but some of them might not as well. I don't see why we have to change with the times.
You do. You just do. Okay.
I have to change with sometimes.
Right, before I forget, Michael has alluded to this, but if you really cannot fathom the idea or stand the idea of not being able to talk about this, and still having social media to go to that is not going to be spoiled, we will be instigating a rule on our Facebook group, which is the private group, not our Facebook page, but the group. We are going to work very hard to make sure that no spoilers about an episode are put in there until it airs.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be...
It's going to be really difficult for us to make sure that the second, we're not going to be watching it at 8 o'clock to see whether somebody said something 5 minutes before they should have done. That's not how it's going to work.
It's going to have to... I think our group members are pretty trustworthy.
Our group are very trustworthy, and so if you don't want to be going on at 8 o'clock in the morning and scrolling through and have to spit your Weet-Bix out, because like I said, Ken's died and Emily killed him...
I'm also going to say that the rule there is going to be, I don't want anyone posting on our Facebook group saying, can't wait until tonight's episode. There's a bit of a shocker tonight. Don't want any of that, thank you.
All right, yes, that's just going to be the rules. So if you really don't want to give up your social media and you don't want to get spoiled, that will be where to go. Mm-hmm. The poll is saying that 56% are excited, which has changed a lot, which is interesting because earlier this morning it was more, I hate this idea. But funnily enough, the fact that people have waited until, the evening time to be voting this makes me think they're not going to be watching it at 7 o'clock in the morning anyway, because they're not on the internet.
More people are saying...
So 56% are saying they're excited about the change, and 44% are saying no.
I think that's why one of the other reasons I was getting so mad before we started recording, because I was reading the comments and thinking, that's a positive one, that's a positive one, that's a just getting me more and more mad.
Will you be watching the episodes early? Yes, as many as possible, 19%. Yes, as and when, 32%, and no, I'll watch broadcast, 49%, but that's only got...
So we've got 20% of people are saying they're going to watch it when it's on. That's 20% of people, and you can't take much from this poll. How many?
It's not very many people.
Not many people voting.
Please do vote in it, because it's going to be running for a while. 20% of people get to watch it before me, and again, completely and utterly selfish. Don't accuse me of being selfish. I'm saying it myself. You are selfish.
It just makes me mad. It makes me mad.
You can be selfish and admit it.
I'll go one step further to say, if Coronation Street decide we're going to be really nice, Mike and Gemma work hard for our programme and they say lots of nice things about it and they put out the good word about Coronation Street, we're going to send them early copies, we're going to send them screeners, we're going to give them a little access to a special online portal at 6 o'clock in the morning. No, the previous day, then I don't care.
Honestly,
because that's me being selfish.
I am quite surprised that Coronation Street doesn't do this for press. I've always thought that because...
well, maybe they do. Maybe there's there's the dark web. Maybe there's the dark press who get to see the episodes a little bit early.
They do press days where you get to watch some episodes screened in advance, but...
I don't know, literally. I think it could be quite possible that some bits of press do get to watch it early as a regular thing, but we don't. But if they did, then I suddenly would totally get over myself because I'm really, really selfish about this.
The other thing that I think we come from different worlds too, because I've always hated having to watch Coronation Street when it's on. You know that. I hate that.
You don't like waiting. You just want to get it.
I get really annoyed when I go, great, bank holiday Monday. Lovely, no work. Okay, so we'll go out for a walk. Maybe we'll go and have lunch somewhere, and then we'll come back and then we'll watch a film. And you go, it's Coronation Street at 8 o'clock in the night. We have to watch Coronation. When are we going to watch Coronation Street? And I want to snap you into pieces because I hate. It's on 3 days. It's on 3 days a week, and I hate just going. Great, that's what I'm doing. Then I just really I've always felt this way. It doesn't matter because Coronation Street could be anything. Almost anything. I just hate being obligated to watch it when it's on. So that's also my perspective. I don't know how common that is. Perhaps younger people feel more like that than I do.
You're so down with the kids, Gemma.
I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm a great person because I think that. I think maybe I shouldn't have admitted that even, that I get annoyed when I have to watch Coronation Street when it's on. But I do. I do. I'm a human being. I'm not, I've got weird foibles. But one thing I will say is that one of the few advantages that Coronation Street and other soaps have over normal broadcast is that it's appointment television. This is what advertisers want. They want things that people tune into. They want Olympics, they want sports, they want music festivals, they want, chat shows that are live. They want all those things because they know that you have to watch them when they're on, otherwise you're going to get spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the few advantages that a soap has over other things, and they're just, I was going to say read a word, they're just peeing it up the wall. I guess that
they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think it was financially viable.
The advantages are obviously more important to them than the disadvantages.
Yeah.
But, and I think maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember, but maybe there was something about EastEnders at Christmas where they didn't screen the Christmas Day episode in the morning.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. And I hope Corrie does the same.
They really seriously need to be a bit more studious. I don't know the word, they need to be diligent with which episodes get broadcast in the evening slot only. And I think, for example, the Joel and Lauren episode, and maybe the Carla and Peter episode, and maybe there's a Swala episode coming up that should not be broadcast early. And I think that is going to bridge the gap between what they want and what we want. I want people to get excited about Coronation Street. I want people to be sitting at home going, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. Oh, it's going to be on at 8. What's going to happen? This is this and this. No one's going to care if everyone else has seen it. Nobody cares about the World Cup if it happened when you're asleep and you wake up in the morning and nobody's going, oh, you should watch it, it's great. You're not going to bother then, are you? I think it's going to reduce the amount of people that casually watch it, because unless somebody's buzzing about it, you're just going to assume it's boring. Yeah,
that could very, very well be true. It's interesting what you said about the Carla and Peter episode and hoping that they would delay that until the evening. I may be wrong on this, but I've got a little niggling feeling that wasn't that over Christmas, either maybe it was last year or maybe the year before, that they did actually show them at the beginning of the day. I'm sure there was a Christmas Day
Corrie ones
recently where Coronation Street was shown early.
That did happen, but I think they did the reverse for EastEnders. But
you're right, they did. But I suppose the downside of that is if you're not expecting a big surprise reveal, cliffhangery, wow kind of episode, if you turn on ITVX at 7 o'clock in the morning and it's not there, you're going to go, oh, hang on a minute. Is there something exciting happening tonight? Tension. And then if you get to the night and it's not as good, then it's disappointing. But I like it when I go into an episode that I am not expecting to have a huge twist in it and go, wow, I just sat down thinking this was going to be a normal bog standard Corrie, but actually this came along. And now if they decide to say we're not showing this yet, I'll be already anticipating.
But people will not be able to help themselves from going, you watched Corrie yet? Well, yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you should watch it. People are going to spoil it. People are going to make comments. People are going to talk about it. They're going to post spoilers. They're going to. I know that the press tries not to do that for EastEnders, but it's going to be irresistible for some people.
I've seen it.
Yeah, but they don't do it as much as just going, guess what happened today.
No, yeah, you're right. They don't say it like that. So and it's not like Twitter is awash with EastEnders and Emmerdale comments. Not that I follow many accounts that would say that sort of thing anyway.
My final other point is that you're talking about changing audiences and viewing habits, and you're saying, which is true, that younger people want to watch streaming and they want to watch things when they want to watch them on demand in the morning. It's not. I don't think it's a negative stereotype to say that younger people might have more free time, might be able to watch things earlier in the day if you're a student or something. You're not necessarily working all day long.
Yeah.
But also, those are the groups of people that generate your buzz. They're the ones that go on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok and all the rest of it and go, God, guys, I'm so excited about this character. I love this character. I love this story. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for that. They're the ones that generate your buzz. And in a world that's moving away from print media and traditional media and more into social media and online websites, they're the ones that are doing a lot of the work that you used to have to spend a lot of money on buying an advert for. They're doing it for free. They're going online and they're hyping you up for free. They're also going to go online and spoil everything for everybody, and they're also not going to bother watching it if nobody's hyping it. If nobody's hyping it, I just think that there's a plus and a negative to courting an audience that watches things when they first come out.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking
you're losing the allure of appointment television by doing this.
I don't think that there were
really
many people, and I'm just guessing here, and maybe I'm completely wrong, who were saying, "Oh, I don't really like how Corrie is at the moment. I don't like how I have to wait until 8:00 in the evening." But there will be lots of people who are saying, "Oh, great that I can watch it early." But there weren't many people saying, "Oh, I think we should definitely change it." I'm just kind of plucking that out of my bum.
Pluck it anywhere.
But there will be, because it's not just me, there will be a sizable chunk of people now who say, "Well, I don't like that." And these people were satisfied before. They weren't dissatisfied, but now they'll be not satisfied by it. So it's all well and good that you've made things better for certain Coronation Street fans, but you have made it worse for other ones. And before, if we'd have kept things that it would have just been, just the same. No change, no net gain or loss.
I mean, it feels to me as though this has been done for advertising purposes. If they're saying 30% increase in just 1 year for ITVX for watching Corrie, I mean, to be honest with you, 30% of 10 people is 3. So I don't know what that means, if it's really that important. But if Argos is paying you and they're getting more money from their online stuff, and they're also seeing that people click from I don't know if you can even do this, click from ITV and go and buy Connie's waistcoat or whatever, like they're going to say, look, do this because we're getting more money from that. I'll give you more money if you do it this way. And with ITV in such dire straits as we keep hearing ominous rumblings of, then perhaps it's the most important thing. And at the end of the day, I think if we'd been around in the 1960s, 1950s, we'd have been going, I don't understand why you want television. Radio is fine. I love radio and magazines and newspapers. I think that television is just a waste of time.
If you're really young and you're thinking this is great,
what's that like?
Just wait 20 years. You'll be old.
Everything will go
like
wrong,
us.
and you'll be like, oh, nothing can go wrong.
And you'll say, why are they putting it on? Whatever it's
Why
going to be. Why are they
everywhere?
beaming it into our brains earlier? I don't want to have anything beamed into my brains. I don't like that idea at all. And all the new young people who are just little babies now be saying, "Oh, this is fantastic."
I love having a cyborg arm.
So you just wait it's going to happen to you. No, I think we've said about as much as we can say to this at the moment. I'm glad I've got it off my chest, and I am perfectly willing.
That's an incredible amount of.
I'm perfectly willing to accept that it's probably not going to be as bad as I think it will be. And quite often when I have one of my rare rants, I'm usually proved completely wrong afterwards.
I don't think anyone cares. Honestly, I don't think anyone cares apart from us.
But this is my reaction, and I've posted a little bit online this afternoon saying, "Oh, I'm not really happy," and people said, "Why? This is great." I hope at least now you can understand why I don't think it's great.
We've spoken about this so many times.
We have spoken about
I don't
it
think
before.
This is
you kind
news.
of knew what I was going to think, didn't you? And even if you don't agree, and for those people who are out there that are saying, "Shut up, it's fine," you're perfectly well entitled to that. I'm very, very glad for you. But don't you go messaging me in any tweets or posts on Facebook or whatever telling me what's happened, because then I'll be guts for garters.